Hello, I'm Matt from Ludochrono, and today I'm going to give you an overview of Vol de Nuit, aka Night Flight, which is a cooperative game based on Antoine de Saint-Exupéry's novel Night Flight. This is a game for 2 to 5 players, ages 12 and up, and it plays for around half an hour. In this game, the players are in a plane and they are pilots, and they are trying to move the plane onto the dawn space. To do that, you have to cross boards that you make up during the beginning of the game, during setup, and you can choose from a certain number of boards if you wish to change your game experience. Now, the players are going to be playing a certain number of rounds, and they are going to be playing these fuel cards, which are basically our move cards. But we will have to coordinate movements while giving limited information on the movements of the plane. So the game is going to be played over a series of rounds, and each round is going to be played in 3 phases. First, the draw phase, then the thought phase, then the piloting phase. So in the draw phase, we basically fill up our hands of cards, and then the commander, the player with the commander token, is going to draw the top card of the fuel deck and reveal it. And that will be the starting card of the flight plan. And then in the next phase, in the thought phase, players are each going to play a card which is going to be face down before or after the cards that are in play. And that sequence is going to be resolved from dusk till dawn. And this is very important in the sequence of the game. That will not be the first card resolved if players play before. So now the thought phase. The players have cards in their hands, and those cards have different moves. So for example, we may deviate, we may stall, we may advance. We have different types of actions, this is a hint, and we also have general directions, so like east, west, or both. And this is also a hint that we can give, because we can't communicate save for the hints we give. So in this case, I will have this, and I think that I can do something very good before. So I will, for example, do this, and I will be able to give one hint, either the type of movement, so for example, I am advancing, or west, which is the general direction of my card. So I will say west. The player with the commander token has one extra hint to give, so I will also say that I'm advancing. The next player is simply going to say, you know what, east. He plays a card before me, so that means that his card is going to be resolved before mine. So now that player is going to say west, and that player is going to say I'm advancing. And then we'll resolve in sequence from dusk till dawn. We have an advance. We simply resolve it, like so. Then we have another advance. And this one has an optional move, which is very important in this case. So I choose not to resolve it because it costs hope, and hope is very important in this game. We move on to the next card, and we reach a special space, and we resolve that space as well. In this case, we are simply going to lose one hope because of that rain. And we move on, and we resolve all the cards of the sequence, and once all the cards of the sequence are resolved, we discard those cards, and we give the commander token to the next player, and we start a new round. We continue like so until the game is won or lost. So now, the special spaces of the board, I'm going to give you a quick run over them. So the red spaces are rain, thunder, and you also have a cyclone. And they all make you lose hope, which is very important, as we saw. We have those blue spaces, which are mist spaces. When you enter a mist space, you're going to draw a card and resolve it. And these cards will have positive or negative outcomes. For example, this one is going to cancel the next card in the sequence, the next fuel card, and sometimes it can prove beneficial if coordination was not great. And sometimes you may be able to draw those cards and to resolve them at any given moment, and you may use them to your advantage. If you reach a star space, so you reach a star space, each player is going to draw a star card, and those star cards are very powerful. Additionally, you're going to mask this space with an empty night token. So for example, we are going to gain 5 hope. We may place with this one night space on, for example, that cyclone here, so we can create a more secure way. So we have all those star cards, and it is very important to secure 1 or 2 spaces because they give the players a lot of leeway. Now we have the moon. Like with the stars, when you move to a moon space, you're going to cover it and it simply gains 4 hope to the group. We have the danger spaces. Same thing, they are covered after you enter them, and you are simply going to draw and resolve a danger card. And these cards are brutal for the group. For example, this one has some of the fuel cards, cost additional fuel cards that you're going to burn out of the deck, or simply you lose hope instead. So this is very brutal again. And you also have wind spaces, and when you enter a wind space you have to move in the next space. There are also the limits of the board, and if you hit the limits of the board you lose some hope. Hope is not just a measure of when you fail, it's also the number of information you receive and can give. So for example, if you are in the white zone, it's cool if you descend to the lower limit, the card that you draw from the flight plan, the first card is going to be face down, so you have less information. If you are up there in the yellow area, you can give 2 informations. If you are in the red area, in the radio silence area, you can give no information save for the commander, and so on and so forth. Additionally, the players have piloting cards, which give them kind of a character and some powers, and these, well used, are going to help you go through the board. Now, as a reminder, you lose if hopes falls or if the deck runs out. You win together if you reach the dawn spaces. And that's it for Night Flight. So this game is all about coordinating and giving the relevant hint to go through the board. Bye bye, see you on Ludo-Chrono.